My first name is Damon, my last name is Shaw. That's kind of where DJ Dash came from. I took those first two initials, but I represent myself as an entity of his own. So I'm known as your favorite DJ, DJ Dash, AKA Baby Jazzy Jeff. Like there's no limits to what it is, but Dash as itself is, it's an embracement of just an embodiment of movement of music. Is that's how I actually think about my name, at least the concept when I came up with it. DJing for me is like always been something I did, but I didn't realize at the time, I guess, I was DJing. Like my mom used to throw a lot of adult parties and stuff in the backyard, and I'm like, I wasn't allowed to go to these things. I'm sitting inside like, man, I want to go to these parties. So I'm like, how can I get out there without necessarily being involved in the parties? So I'd take a mixer and a speaker, another mixer and a speaker, and then I have two computers running off Windows Media Player. And then and have one song play at the end, switch it over to the other song off the other speaker. And it was like, I just had to find a way to get myself involved. But as I was a musician for one point, and every story is everybody wants to be a rapper. So sat down with my mom one day and she was like, look, come up with, she's like, you're good, but come up with something because every little black boy wants to be a rapper. I'm like, you're right. Next best thing to me was DJing, because at that point I could still make music and still love it, but at the same time, I don't need someone to represent me or play my music when I can do it myself. Locally, rest in peace, shout out to DJ Sin. He's a member of the Conglomerate DJs. This is one of my mentors. He was a DJ from Canada, and he did reggaeton and hip hop. So the first thing I learned how to really get into was like the reggaeton scene. DJ Don Q is another amazing DJ. Technically, one of the most technically sound DJs I've ever heard. DJ Godfather, another great DJ. DJ Chrome. Now these are local guys. But outside of like the big name guys, Jazzy Jeff will always be the greatest DJ that I have ever experienced. Like I've gotten to see him just as close as anybody else would be sitting in a front row concert. So seeing that, like, and taking that experience in and pulling all that in, I've never seen anybody do at least what he did musically, emotionally with the crowd, like all in one package. It's not about the flair and the trick sometimes. It's about, as a DJ, how you can take one set of people, no matter if they're black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian, and make them all feel like they're all the same in that moment.
Story all about how. Now this is a story all about how. Now this is a story all about my life turned up down and I'd like the manager said I thought you became the prince of a town. Here we go now.
I love when people say, stay in your lane. I believe in creating a lane, because I was taught when you don't have an option, when you ran out of solutions, you create one. If you can imagine it, there's a possibility. DJing for me, I take it a little differently than a lot of people may. Like in my head, I don't compete with the people in my city. And no offense, but they mean nothing to me. I respect them all, but they mean nothing to me because I want to work as hard as the people in California, the people in New York, the people in Germany, the people in Australia. I'm trying to compete with everyone who's really doing it, because if I'm only working as hard as the next person, then who's to say they're really working hard? You let people, with all the social media and the way the world is now, you give people exactly what you want them to see. So my life could be great, but I can make it look like I'm worth 100,000, but I'm only worth 10,000. You see, the flair means nothing. My motto is, you don't have to like me, you ain't gotta know me, just pay me. So with that being said, my goal is to always perfect the craft. Like I want to bring back that idea of how DJs were back in the 70s and 80s, where it was about the DJ. Like people forgot that the DJs brought the artists onto what they were on. Like even now in the US, it's about the artist. The artist, if there's a good artist, that artist will put that DJ on. For example, Big Sean. Big Sean is an amazing Detroit artist, and Mo Beats is an amazing Detroit DJ. But nobody gave him the real recognition that man deserved at the time until Sean took him overseas, and people was like, man, your DJ. And he's like, yeah, I told you guys in the beginning, nobody want to listen to me, but yeah, the man's hot. But for overseas, it's different. They respect the DJ. The boiler room sets, all this. If the DJ says, man, this artist is hot, they're like, yeah, I believe you because you're good at what you do. So I want to bring back that idea of the DJs matter because in some heads it's, DJing for some people is going out and buying $10,000 worth of gear. Yeah, you can do that, but does it really make you a DJ or does it make you a hobbyist? I quit my day job like 9 years ago to make sure that this was not a hobby for me. So like this is how I eat, sleep, breathe, live, like at all piece of life. So for me, DJing is a real world thing, so.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Miller Boy, and you tuning into the hottest DJ in the streets, DJ Dash. What up, though?
One more time, baby, do it, make it crack. Yeah, you supermodel. Bustin' out the
I pull up with a Kerry Washington.
I'm like an open book with my life story because I love to talk about it because I could be the stereotypic stigma or like the product of my environment. Like no father type situation, mother was doing her thing, the stereotypic 90s thing, didn't matter about her kids, doing drugs type deal, and I was adopted. And the woman who raised me had 2 biologicals, she brought in 4 more. Strongest woman I know, she raised us all. Got my degree in nursing. Decided to do music because again, I did that to make her happy, but at the same time to have a degree to fall back on if my plan A didn't work. I don't want a plan B because I expect plan A to work. I love that because of the fact that that just shows that it doesn't matter where you're from or what you do, it's literally about your mindset. Because I could have fell back into what my old family, I still know my family very well, could have fell back into the same scene, doing it, falling into the streets. Just because that's where you're from and that's where your people from and that's what you know doesn't mean that that's the only thing that you have to know. Whether DJing works out for me or however, life puts it, I got a chance to live my dream and I'm living my dream currently. And a lot of people wake up and they go to work every day and they hate what they do. Now I get stressed out when I'm there. I may get a little annoyed with the night and how things go, but I love what I do and I wouldn't change it. Like there's nothing, you couldn't pay me any amount of money. Hence why I gave up my master's in nursing. Like I chose to be broke. I love the artist lifestyle and I love what I do, because so at that point I know that the money and everything that comes back up, it comes up because I've been doing it 9 years strong and I haven't had to worry about anything. So at this point, it can only get better. Those little recognitions helped me get to the point where I've DJed for 50 Cent 3 times. I've got a chance to DJ for Flow Rider. I've gotten a chance to DJ for Timberland. Like, so being in the Detroit scene, having those people recognize me and see me for doing it, those are the same people who would call me back like, man, you were loyal, you did this setup for X, Y, and Z, and you looked out for me, so let me look out for you and do something back. And I was like, man, I never expected you to do that. But like, Detroit as a whole, I love it. I love my city. I think the only thing we need to do differently as artists and musicians is come together more, especially the DJs. We need to come together more, because you go to any other place and you're like, I'm from Detroit, and they're like, come here, let me love you. Like, they don't care how good you are. And I think it needs to be that here, because we're at the point where they want us. And Detroit is about to become people say the baby Chicago. No, Detroit's about to become the baby Vegas. Like, they're coming here, they're scouting now. And this is what we've been saying that they weren't doing for the longest, and now they want the Detroit artists. They're looking for Detroit artists with good mindsets who they can dump their money into and don't have to worry about them going back into the streets and just blowing it all. Like that. So the point of it now, at least, is to make sure that as sensible artists that we grasp that and keep that in.
1985, I roll.
There's a place that I feel like that created me and will at least help create me, that I would wish that it would return, but I'm glad it's gone, which is the Yellow Wall. Long live the Yellow Wall. The Yellow Wall, I created some of the best relationships that I know. It put me in a position to where I am, and I kind of wish that there could be a new way to curate that. But with the way Detroit is now, I don't think the Yellow Wall is for this era. Yeah, they're like this era kids. They wouldn't understand it. But the Yellow Wall was a place where No matter who you were, artist, painter, DJ, dancer, photographer, it was that place you knew no matter what day it was, how it was going, you could go there and find someone to network with and you could get something done that was productive. Shout out to Myron for that because he created something that no one will ever in the city of Detroit, in my opinion, ever be able to replicate. So this is your favorite DJ, DJ Dash, and I'm gifted to DJ.
I arrived. 30 years, damn, who I said, we supposed to get past 25. We wasn't supposed to get past 25. Jokes on you, motherfucker.